Hello friend, in this video we are going to see how you can handle different kind of the formats in your source. For example, you have a list of file which can be CSV file having the different formats. For example, it can have a different comma separators or row delimiters or escape character or something like that. Or you have a list of a file having the XLS file which can start from different range of the row, or it has like diagrams and you only are interested in particular list of the rows or columns, or it has different sheets like sheet 1 2 and 3 or a b c like that, or you have a list of the tables which can be in different formats having the different columns names and different where conditions and stuff like that, or you have APIs. So these are the stuff when you have diverse data set, then you can easily like you can easily use them using the single or less pipelines, and same pipeline can work for n number of business outcomes. So that we call a metadata driven approach. So in this video, we are going to see that metadata driven approach using the Microsoft Fabric. However, you can use same ideas in data factory pipelines alone, or even CNF pipeline as well. So in this video, like this is a demo series, so we have 4 part of the series. So this is the first part of series. We are going to see only the CSV files and XLS file having the diverse data set. But then you can have APIs as well. So next series of the video, we are going to see APIs data source with the different source and types, which having the list of APIs or having the different formats or something like that. And after that, we are going to see a data transformation, because at the moment we have only seen the like we have only seen we are only going to see the CSV and XLS file, and we do only the ingestion. But later on, we are going to do a transformation as well. And after that, we are going to see a medallion architecture. So in last demo, you will have a combination of a metadata-driven approach as well as medallion architecture for your data projects in Fabric. Let's see first one, which is demo, which is having the CSV and XLS files. So let's imagine that you have a SharePoint or you have in your local drive, you have a list of the CSV files and you have a list of XLS file. So you would like to migrate them into your Microsoft Fabric. So let's start with that. So let me share first of all source. So you can see that this is the source file. This is the CSV file, but here you can see that it having the headers, and it also have a comma separated field. You have another CSV file which you can see that it has not a comma separated, but it has a colon separated columns, and it has the same headers or different headers as well. So that is a 2 files, which is CSV file. We also have a 2 XLS file. So you can see that here I have a 2 XLS file. So this is a simple XLS file. You can see it's a table sheet name start with the sheet 1, and you can see headers and values. So here you can see that it has first row is started as a number 1, because there is no any extra diagrams or any other calculation, and that's it. And then you have simple values here. But let's see another XLS file. So we have another XLS file as well, and that one is slightly different. I think I have closed that out. I'll share that with you another later on. So basically, I think it's here. So it has, for example, it's starting from like row 3. In here you can see, and it has a data as well. So for example, here you can have a diagrams or other extra information as well, and you only interested data which is in here. So these are the 4 sample files. So we would like to migrate them into Microsoft Fabric. So we are using the very basic fundamental of the metadata driven approach in this demo for these 2 files. So it's not work only these 2 files. It can work for other files as well, having the different formats. For example, comma separated, comma delimiter is different other than the comma and colon or something like that. Or here also one thing, we are using the simple load, but you can do a delta load as well. So in this section, we are in this demo, we are only going to see a simple load, full load. Yeah. So these are the 4 files. So now let's see our Fabric pipelines and workspace. So this is a Fabric, Microsoft Fabric. Hopefully you are not new to that, but same demo you can do in even in Data Factory or Synapse pipeline as well. So here you can see this is my source, and you can see that first step is you load your source in here. So as I have only 4 files, so I have just load by directly here by upload a data in this. So you can see that here I have 2 files. I gave its name BO2 business outcome 2 having the CSV files, but it's not has to be like that way. You can have a business outcome 1 and business outcome 2 and they can have a mix of the file as well. So this is the one, and this is the business outcome 3 having the XLS file as well. You can give a suitable name as well based on what kind of the business outcome you're looking. But here for simplicity purpose, I will give it like, 1, 2, 3 like that. BO2, BO3 like that. So these are the 4 files, which is our source. And if tomorrow you have a new business outcome, then you will have here new containers and inside you will have your files. So this is our source. So end of the pipeline execution, you will see that it will create a tables for you here in your one leg. So it not has to has here. You can use even a SQL database as well, or you can have something else as well. But for simplicity purpose, our source is one leg and our target also one leg. In source is a file in one leg and target is a table in one leg. Yeah. So these are the things in that. So this is our source. Now let's see a control DB. So this is the Synapse, this is the control DB, SQL DB in a Fabric, Microsoft Fabric. And you can see that I have a configuration file here. So I have first created schema. So you first of all, you will create a control DB as well, like a SQL DB as well. You can give a suitable name and then you create a schema. And then you can use list of the table. You can create a list of the tables and I will provide you the all tables definition as well. So this is my main table. And here you can see that because I have a 4 different kind of the feed files. So that's why I have here 4 entries, as well as I have given a suitable name as well. CSV for BO2 and XLS for BO3. And you also can see that here I have information, for example, what is a source name, what is a target name, what is a configuration is have. So here you can see that configuration is will. You can give, like if it's XLS file, then you will have a sheet names as well. It not has to be same, it can be different as well, because and this is the range, and these are the where conditions. So where condition for a table or other kind of the stuff when you are interested only the selected columns. And when you have a particular conditions for not a selected column, but when you have a particular condition that you need only data which is date is greater than equal to this, or you would like to delete a data where data is older than 3 months, something like that. So this is a where condition for that, but we haven't used for here, and we are doing the full load for that. So you can see full load, but if you delta load, then you can say delta load or delete operations or upsert or something like that. So this is very simple pipeline detail table, configuration table. So for each feed, you have one entry here. Each kind of the feed, you have one entry here. You can add here so many other things. You can have like, delete operation. If delete or is unable or disable, you can disable as well. Some feed on that business outcome. So you can do those kind of the things as well. And you also can see a frequency as well. you want to, triggers your pipeline every day or once a month or something like that. So you can enhance this configuration table widely later on. But let's see another table. So this is a business source detail table. So basically, as you know that our source and sink both are one lake. So that's why here I have a one lake. Otherwise, you can have a different, like you can have a SQL database or, warehouse or something else. Yeah. And you are providing the exit location as well for that. And you also, these two tables are joined based on the spec code ID. So this is the spec code ID. So for you, it may not be 11 and 10. So for example, you have entered here 4 rows. So your ID will be 1, 2, 3, 4. And when you configuring in this table, here you will have only 2. This table having the information per spec code or per business outcome. So you can see that here you are providing the spec code for that. Yeah, so that is the thing. So now, so this is a configuration table. So for delta load, at the moment, we don't have any delta load requirement, but this we are going to see in a demo 4 of this series. Then here you can see that we have a delta load, like window, unique ID, or maybe based on a date as well. If it's API, then based on a page number as well. So those kind of the things we will see in the second demo, in demo 2. So these are the configuration table, that's it. And this one is used here. So this is the first step. So you have a configuration database and you have loaded the config which you needed. So this is the first step. And you also have the source file as well in here. So those things you have ready. So now you can go to your pipeline. If you are new to Fabric, then first of all, you will create a workspace in Fabric. Then you will have control DB and one lake in your Fabric workspace, and then you will have a pipeline. So I have two pipelines. One is main pipeline and one is the child pipeline. So this is the main pipeline. So first of all, in main pipeline, what it will do, it will read a configuration from your config DB. So what you need to do, you first of all, you have a connection. So this is a connection. So this is, you can create new connection when you're doing first time. So you will create a connection first, which is straightforward as well. Then here you will specifying the query. So you can see this query that we are getting those parameters from those two tables, and we are using the spec code ID. So we are not hard coding them, but this is a dynamic one, because if I want to run this pipeline for business outcome 1, then it will give me all feed related to that. If I run it for business outcome 2, then it give me all feed for that, and 3 and so on. So this is a dynamic one. So it gives me all required parameters where I can see that what is my source, what is my targets, do I have a where condition or not, which operation I need for load for this feed or something like that. So the all information you will get in here through this query from those two config table. And those information we are passing into here. So this is a for each loop. So for each loop will run for example, BO2, I have a 2 items. So for this one will give me 2 records lookup, and then for each loop run for 2 times. So this is the one. So I'm passing all information from that query from lookup to for each loop. So now if you can see that in for each loop, I have a child pipeline. So I have used a child pipeline instead of adding the like any activity there. However, the issue is there are two issues. You cannot have a nested activity. For example, for each loop inside for each loop, or if inside if, or something like that, switch inside switch. So because of that, I have created a child pipeline for that. And another reason is give you simplicity as well. So that is another reason. So now I'm going to go into my child pipeline. But before that, you can see here, these all information I'm getting from for each loop, basically from the lookup activity, which is first activity in main pipeline. So these are the all information I'm passing. So item.1 is a first item. selected item in your for each loop. So it run by one for each loop, and it giving the value, it passing the value as well. So these are the value we are passing into our child pipeline. And if you go to see in child pipeline, so this is my child pipeline, which is this one. That's it. So we have two pipelines to support this kind of the things. You don't need to worry about these variables, and you don't need variables as well, but I just did it for testing purpose. So here you can see that I'm getting the value of the range column from my config file, which parent pipeline has passed. And you can see here I am getting the settings because we have a configuration for XLS file. So this is the one which is a configuration parameters, which we directly getting from control DB, which is this one. Where is yeah, it's here. So basically it have this value. So if I paste that value into here, then you will see how it will look. So basically we are passing all information in here, that what is the like extension, do they need compression type, how it treated null value, escape characters, header, do it has a header or not, what kind of the formats, and command column and row delimiter. So these are the information I'm setting in here. So those information I'm passing in here in child pipelines in here, and then it will goes into here. So first of all, it will try to find out what kind of the source I have. Do I have a CSV file or XLS file? That also you can get in from your control DB. So here you can see the source type. Source type column is there, which can be CSV, XLS file, APIs, SQL, or delete operations, or update operations, or execution procedure, something like that. So it's here. So based on that, sorry, it's not delete operation. It's saying like, is it SQL or APIs or something like that. So at the moment, we have two types, XLS and CSV. So based on that one, you can see that it will, if it's CSV file, then it comes here. If it's the XLS file, then it comes here. That's it. So this is the XLS file, and you can see that here you have a copy activity. So now you're moving your data from, your one lake using these dynamic parameters. And here you can see that this also coming from main pipelines from config.db. And you can see here other parameters like range and, like this kind of the access. So you have that complex JSON configuration. Now you can see that it has a individual column. So you can access that via this way. So that are the things. And this is a destination. So we have a destination also one lake, and then we are just creating the table based on the what table name is here. So this is the name of the table, which also configurable. So we have that value from configuration table. So this is my source. There is a no mappings. We have done here. There is no any static value here. All comes dynamically from the database. So same thing you will have in CSV file as well, but CSV file has a little bit different parameters. So for example, here you can see that this is my CSV file and this is the source. So you can see that I have only this settings. And you can see here I have passed all values, row delimiter encodings or quotations or escape characters or something like that. First row is header or how you treat null or like that. So this all information we have from our configuration database through a main pipeline to a child pipeline. So these are the things. This is also pretty similar to first one, pretty simple as well. So here you can say that you're just creating the tables based on the name you have in your config DB. So if you see here, and if you want to see what is my target name, then here you can see that when I run the BO2, target name is table 1, table 2. And when I run BO3, then target is table 3, table 4. So that's it. So now let's run our pipeline because pipeline is very simple. Okay, so let me run this main pipeline. Sorry, the main pipeline is this. So I'm going to run my main pipeline here. So I would like to run for BO2, which is a CSV source. So it will pick the CSV files from that particular one lake containers, which is here. It will read a configuration from a configuration table. And based on that, it will create a table here. So it treated like, so you know that we have a one CSV file having the comma separated and another having the colon separated. So based on the configuration we have here in database for that CSV file, it will work like that way. And then it will create two tables for those two files. This is the simple case because we have used a full load. Sometimes if you need a delta load, then it will treat slightly differently. You need another table, which is delta load table or watermark table or something like that. Yeah. So this is the one. While it's running, let's see. Let's see, is it running? Yeah, it's still running. Yeah. So you can see it's running pipelines. So first one is get configuration from config.db. So here you can see that this is my input. So we have seen this query earlier. So this is the query. And because I have passed spec code BO2, so it gave me the all information for BO2 only. So I will get two records from that configuration table through a lookup activity. And it will return the all required parameters for that pipeline. So you can see here. So these are the stuff it's returning. So it's returning two counts. And here you can see that spec code, file name, file type, configurations, and target types, and those all things you can see here. It will returning, and it will pass one by one. So it will pass first value to for each loop, and then another one. So it will run for two times. So this is my for each loop, which will run for two times. And then here it will call two times child pipelines. So if you want to see what's in child pipeline, so this is my child pipeline input. And here you can see these all parameters we getting from our table is going to pass to this child pipeline. And then child pipeline will execute separately. Here you can see that for that, you can redirect to child pipeline as well. So this is my child pipelines as well. It has run successfully. And you can see that it will do this stuff like copy and copy from here and create a stuff in here in one leg. Okay, so if I go to, before we go, let me run for not a child pipeline, main pipeline for BO2. And then we parallelly check the results as well. So now, listen, sorry, BO3. So while it's running for BO3, quickly go to here and see has it created tables or not. Let me refresh. Sometimes it takes times because it's refreshing, so you need to be patient. So you can see that it has two table create table one, table two. That name also came from configuration D before a BO2. And you can see data as well here. So while it's doing that, I think it's a bit slow. But same demo you can do in Synapse pipeline as well and Data Factory alone as well. So these are the things. So if you want to do this demo by yourself, then you can see that in GitHub Repo, I have created the database. So this is the database steps. So you will create control DB first. You first create a workspace in your fabric, then you create a control SQL DB in there. And inside that you will create a schema, and then you are going to create this configuration table. So this is a creation, first of all. So once you've done that one, then you are adding the configuration value. So for our scenario, we have inserted four values because we have four type of the files. Okay. So you can see that you are adding this all information in here. And you can modify based on your requirements as well. And then you can see I have another configuration for source type because I have two kind of the source. BO2 is BO2 is a CSV file and BO3 is XLS file. And at the moment, they both are in one link. That's why it's okay. Otherwise, it's it's a big issue because you can see that you have to configure here instead of one lake, it should be like, SQL DB or warehouse or something like that. So these are the three tables we have. So that is the first step. So you first create a control DB, then you will upload, then you will create a one lake in your fabric. So once you have one lake, you will see you have a two area here, like it's look like this. So then you will have tables and files. So here you are adding the files based on the business requirement. So that's why you will have a BO2, BO3 or whatever name you give in here. And based on that, you configure you modify the configuration as well. And you will upload here source file. Those files also you will get in GitHub in here in sample file. In this sample file, you will have list of the files. So that's it. So you do that, and then you can come to pipelines. So then you can create a dummy pipeline which give a main PL underscore main pipeline's name in there. And then you can copy directly this code, like copy and paste, or you can import as well in there. You can download this and import in that, as well as this as well, two pipelines. But you need to make sure that you have a connection like this. Otherwise, it will fail. So you need to double check that. Where is this one? So you need this one also successfully done. That's good. So you need to make sure that you have a connections in, I can show you later on. Let's see first of all output in here. So these are the same way you can check our input and output as well. But this time you will see that it has output for XLS file, and you can see it has a range and those all information as well from configuration table. And one more thing I would like to show you, which is go to main pipeline. So this is the main pipeline anyway. So this one. So this one I'm talking. So you should have this connection. Whatever name you give to your DB, you make sure you create a connection for that. Same way you will do for one lake as well in here. Okay. And then you will save your pipelines. Then you can run your pipeline. It will work for you. So those are the steps anyway I have added in this wiki in here. So these are the old steps you need to follow. And then so by this time you do same thing what I have done. Apart from you creating the workspace, one lake and a storage config db, yeah, and then you download the information from GitHub and load in here. But what if you would like to do something new? You would like to create new business outcome, then you can give a suitable name. I just give BO4, but you can give suitable name. In there you will add configuration in a config table database, and you will also add those files into your one lake in here by creating here new containers and loading those files here. And that's it. And then you will run your pipeline. The same pipeline will work. If you run that pipelines, then it will work for BO4 as well. So those are the steps is already here in there. If you would like to read more, then you can see this is a blog as well for that. And you will get some more details in here. I have captured many information from there to here. So this kind of the stuff you will use in your data projects when you like to handle dynamically and in diverse data source in your data projects. Okay, so this is the blog here. You can find source in here in GitHub. So these are the stuffs in here. And let's see the output here, because we have ran the another file as well. So let me refresh here. So you can see these two tables has just created, and those are the tables for BO3, and which is coming from XLS file. Okay, so this way you can have this is very basic and simple metadata driven approach. You can make it a bit difficult as well. Like you can add with different kind of the source, for example APIs or tables or on-premise database or something like that. So let's see in here. So we have covered this demo in this one. Next time we are going to see API data ingestion. So where we have a list of APIs and we are calling dynamically without duplicating the individual pipeline for each business outcome for API. And what else you can do? So for example, you have a simple configuration for pipelines and a source, but what else you can also add in configuration? You can add a slowly change dimension SDC type table. So you can have the SDC type table where you have configuration for each business outcome. This you also can add in your pipeline configuration table as well. For that, you also can have a configuration table for source schema and email parameters as well, if you like to send email or not, and which environment you would like to send email, which environment you would like to disable the email because you don't want to unnecessarily run your pipeline activity for those. You also can configure these for metadata-driven option for different medallion architecture as well. So these all things we will going to see slowly in part 4 of this video. With that, I would like to thank you for watching this video. See you in next video.